If you haven't heard of Project Offset, then you have no idea just how pretty a first-person shooter can be, and honestly, you owe it to yourself to find out. Plus, oh, little Sarah Lane. We mistakenly told her that she was more fun when she drank, and she took it to heart. Today, we debut the Lush. And finally, this DV Doomsday needs an enema. Chris Gore revisits Burton's Batman and tries to ignore Schumacher's. Now quiet, or Papa Spank. It's Attack of the Show!
Pick up on this.
Come on in!
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to Attack
Of the show.
of the Show. I'm Kevin Pereira, and thank the dear Lord you are back, Sarah Lane.
Well, thanks. Did you
Sarah
miss
Lane's
me?
back, everybody. Come on now.
Cheers to me.
You did. You shouldn't clap for yourself. It's kind of rude. Yeah, it's okay. They all know now.
But you know, I might as well.
You
It's like
should.
voting for yourself. Come on.
Yeah.
You know you want to win.
Everybody does it.
Yeah, everybody
It's
does it.
Oh.
It's yeah, it's good to be back.
You were gone.
I was gone. I was gone Friday and Monday.
Must be nice.
It was nice, Kevin. It was really nice. It's kind of like, you know, remember when you went to Japan for that really long week and I had to host the show without you?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but for you, it was a lot shorter.
True. But the viewers noticed when I was
The
gone.
viewers.
I mean, no, I'm just saying they noticed this time, but they were furious. I did get you there. I did get you.
Yeah.
Give me 10 points. Now, how was London? You were in London.
I was in London I got to see a sneak peek of the Harry Potter movie, the new Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire. It was really good.
Oh, good.
I really liked it. I
heard it's like 16 hours long, though.
It's not 16 hours long, but it's a full, good, robust 2 hours and, you know, some change.
Full-bodied?
Got to talk. He was very full-bodied.
Like
got
Hermione?
to talk to Harry Potter himself and Hermione, who's really hot. And,
I checked the
almost
countdown
legal
timer.
at this
2
point.
years. It's like 2 years, 23 days, and
Yeah.
like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I checked.
Really?
Yeah, I really did.
I know, and I know you're
I'm
not
just-
joking, because that's the kind of guy you
I also
are.
looked for on MySpace
Yeah.
twice.
So yeah, it was really fun. It was
Yeah?
really fun. I was in London for less than 48 hours, which is a real. I mean, that's some sort of a
You're a
record.
jet setter,
I'm
Sarah
a real
Lane.
jet setter, and I had a great time, and it's good to be back. So, here's to me.
All right, and Brendan's. Who cares? Let's get the show going.
Kick
Did you
your
miss
ass out.
Did you miss the cool internet stuff?
Oh my gosh, did
Huh?
I ever? And I hope you've brought something to the table, Kevin, because I could use some cooler stuff right now.
Ready?
I am.
Let's get into it. They missed it. I think that we'll save it for later. Nintendo.
Kevin on fire.
It's
That's
a
what
little-
I'm getting at.
Yeah. The Nintendo Revolution. We're all talking about how amazing this gyroscopic controller probably is going to be. We're hoping it is. No one really knows for sure.
I'm hoping it can just cut out my gym membership altogether.
Clearly, you know,
know?
Dance Revolution, conducting orchestras, the Extreme Pilates
No
with
more
it, whatever.
gym. All revolution all the time.
Well, no one's actually really got their hands on it. A couple select few journalists, not as prestigious as I,
No.
but several have got their hands on it. They say it's good. Well, somebody has decided to mock up their own Revolution controller.
Ooh, just
which
a matter of time, wasn't it?
it was sweet. And yeah,
Okay.
you know, what they did was they used one of those Gyration Ultra mice, and you can see little pictures of it there, and I would click to make them bigger, but I'm concerned that, anyway. Gyration Ultra mouse. The next one is one of those one-handed PS2, like ASCII grip controllers. It's just designed to play games one-handed.
Okay.
And then right here he's using like a PlayStation 1 to USB PC converter. So essentially what he's doing is mocking up these two.
Clunky, but you know,
Very clunky.
well thought out.
Yes, exactly. Like most of the show. So here's a video that he made that demos himself using the gyroscopic controller. So you see in the upper left-hand corner of your screen there, he's looking around with his right hand. He's actually shooting and changing weapons with the left hand.
Whoa.
But he's playing a PC first-person shooter. And you know what? He's actually holding his own. Granted, he's playing online. But
And it really looks, it's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. It looks difficult to me.
True. But what I will say, and while it looks like that at first glance, I got to believe it's even moderately more intuitive than the mouse and keyboard approach for most people, because it's like, okay, W moves you forward, you got to look around with the mouse and use this.
I guess you could teach yourself pretty much anything.
Yeah, at least here, you know, if you want to look up, you just tilt your hand up, to the left, to the right, etc. I mean, it's a proof of concept, and even with the gyration mouse, which is more designed for like home media center PCs and stuff like that, you can see the accuracy's pretty darn good.
So who needs a revolution anyway?
Well, I think the revolution's here, and in case you didn't notice, it's being televised.
Remember,
You left me hanging quite a while there.
Sorry,
It's cool.
Kev,
Don't worry about it.
sorry,
We didn't rehearse that, I guess.
I'm just too slow.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, that was really cool.
Thank you.
That was really cool. Let's talk cameras, though.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool.
You start.
All right. This is the power shot. Did you bring a camera with you on your trip?
No.
What are you doing?
I know. I could just kill myself. However,
do you sketch your memories?
I figured out a way. Just a
Please.
you know, off.
No,
just
derail
tell
us.
the
Let's
story.
do it.
Okay, let's derail the show. I couldn't use my phone while abroad. The phone was like, you cannot make international calls in your plan.
Sure.
I was like, fair enough, because I would, use too many and go broke.
Gotcha.
But I could send MMS messages, so I uploaded a lot of pictures, and I could text message my friends via MMS because I'm clever like that. So all I really did was talk to people in the States like a loser. It was awesome.
Right,
Anyway,
so you didn't bring a camera, is what you're saying.
No.
But you did. Okay, and why not? Is it a size issue? Is it a?
It was I forgot. I was too busy packing my
too
makeup
hungover, and there we go.
And blush brushes and
All right.
and
Well,
shoes.
if you're thinking of taking a trip, here is one
right.
for you. I don't know that I'd recommend it necessarily,
Well, it
but
looks
it is
huge, Kevin.
Well, that's the thank you very much. It's the PowerShot A620. And it's by Canon, 7.1 megapixel camera.
That's a
So,
lot.
I mean, that's a lot of megapixels. 7.1 of them to be
I
exact.
think anything over 5, you're in really good shape.
I mean, people are looking at some of the pictures that I've been posting online and stuff like that, and thankfully they're saying, oh, those are really nice. What are you taking your cameras with? I'm using a 3.2 megapixel
Exactly.
Exelum, and they still look fine. And I can
To the
print them out.
naked eye.
Exactly.
To the naked.
So
I said naked.
yes, you did. It's pat on the back.
Big camera.
So it's 7.1 megapixels, 4x optical zoom, which is pretty good for
It's
at least
good.
it's optical. Little 2-inch little swivel display there. You
Okay.
can swivel it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. 20 shooting modes. It can support all sorts of different lenses. You can pop them off right here, which is nice. Interchangeable lenses. But again, interchangeable lenses on like a more amateur range camera doesn't seem to make all that much sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like the interchangeable lenses feature on an SLR.
Right.
Because that's what SLRs are for. They're designed to be big and clunky, and you kind of show off and act like a pro.
Of course.
This camera's floating somewhere in between those two, though.
And that's the reason I'm not a big fan of it. But 350 shots, yada yada, runs off batteries, not a rechargeable
You say
thing.
how much it was?
$400.
$400.
Yeah.
Well,
So not
well,
bad, 7.1
all right.
megapixels. But again, I think it's too big. You've got.
I've got something a little bit sleeker. This is the PowerShot SD550. Okay, you can see that here. Now, this is also 7.1 megapixels, 3 times optical zoom, so not as much as yours, but
Okay.
again, this is a little bit smaller. Now, what's nice is it has a 2.5-inch display on the back. That's pretty big
pretty
for a
beefy
camera
display.
of this
Yeah.
size.
Now, is that going to totally drain your battery?
It is, yeah. The battery life, it's 150 shots with the LCD, 600 without. So, I mean, I'm a big proponent of, if you can just get used to like the old viewfinder way of doing
Sure,
things,
get it done.
you're way better off,
Right.
especially when you're on a trip, you don't want to charge all the time.
You're almost better off like snapping 2 or 3 photos with the viewfinder and then popping open the LCD to review and deleting ones and realizing, okay, I need to snap
Which I
one more.
actually do. I mean, so anyway, you've got the option. You've got a really nice LCD, but you get a lot more bang for your buck if you turn it off. Now, it's almost 60% smaller and 30% lighter than your camera,
Well, I
and
hope
it's
so.
$500. So
you're paying for
you're
the
paying
size.
basically $100 for the size. You know, this can be
And
put
women will
into
pay
a
an extra
larger,
$100 for the size. I'm
Absolutely,
told.
we'll pay a lot more for that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you recommend the smaller?
I recommend the smaller for me. I mean,
Right.
this looks like something I would have bought like 3 years ago.
That's what it's, yeah, this is like my dad bought a digital camera. Look, son.
Look.
Yeah, all right, dude.
Can't fit it in any bucket ever.
Easy hand hands. You going to put that in your fanny pack, old man?
So we got
All right.
options for you people. Take a vacation. Do yourself a favor.
All right, while you're on vacation.
While you're on vacation, and you might be hitting the bars, doing something that
I'd
would
hope so.
require some frequent bathroom stops.
Yes,
Or
yes.
well, for whatever reason you might need to use the bathroom
There are a
while you're
plethora
on
of them.
vacation.
Should I start listing them off for our
A
legal
lot.
department?
No,
No?
not at all.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's just say, you drink a lot of water. It's good for your skin.
Yes.
What's really nice about the next site that we've got here is sort of you know the website urinal.net, sort of list of urinals
Yeah, I think you've shown that off before. It's-
around town
Sure.
and beyond through our nation. They have teamed up with Google Maps. Well,
Google probably doesn't know they've teamed up, but
it may not be a real joint partnership here.
Right.
However,
I'm sure Google's heavily funding them with IPO money.
Yes. Google is proud to say they've acquired urinal.net. Not really. Anyway, so let's say you're in South Dakota and you're looking for a urinal. All right, well, we've got a little dealy bopper here. You just click on that.
Oh, look
Well,
at
there's
that.
urinals in Hot Springs, South Dakota. So you go, oh, cool. Well, there's one at Wind Cave National Park or the Chicago Street Cafe.
I would love to see the Chicago Street Cafe
You
urinal,
would?
Sarah.
All right, well, let's click on it. And
Oh,
there you
look at
have
that.
it. So you can say, all right, now, since I'm in South Dakota and I'm going to be going past the Chicago Street Cafe,
So-
I know what I'm up against here. This place looks a little nasty.
A little bit.
You don't want to touch anything.
A little bit of
But
radius
being a man,
damage there
you
on
don't
the
really
wall.
touch anything besides yourself.
No,
right?
clearly not.
It's so unfair. It's
Wait,
so
I'm so-
unfair, but I'm not even getting into that.
I was.
And
I
anyway,
tuned out a bit,
there
but
you
all
go.
right, I shouldn't have.
You liked the urinal, didn't you?
I did. Manitoba, Canada, by the way, no urinals. So I don't know what the old connects are up
Well,
to there.
that's what's
but,
wrong with Canada.
yeah.
I
Their-
guess that's not the only thing that's
their
wrong with
nearest
Canada,
stop
but they don't
is,
have enough
is
urinals
Montana.
either. What do you do when you're trying to, run a marathon and you need to stop at urinals along the way.
We're suckers for a good Google Map integration,
We
and
sure are.
dang it, this one's fantastic.
Dag nabbit.
Today isn't Friday, no. But let's just
not
say
Friday,
it's
is it?
not. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
But let's just say that we're getting a bit of a head start.
Getting a bit of a head
You know what I mean?
start,
Operation 5 p.m. Call us and ask your most pressing booze-related questions.
Yes.
Should you mix wine and beer?
Ooh,
Is
ooh.
Zima socially acceptable in any circumstance? Good questions.
That is a tough one.
No, give us a call. We'll figure it out. 800-839-7880. Of course, you can email us through our web form at attackoftheshow.com/ask us.
And you can chat with us too in our IRC chat room. It's going all show long, so go to chat.g4tv.com. And if we take your call, you will receive an Alias Season 4 DVD.
I thought I had them. I forgot them.
Did you forget to
Well,
bring out the
they're in the
DVD?
trunk of my car.
I thought relationship calls were fun, but I think this day is going to take the cake.
Can't wait.
That's what I think.
Now, when we regroup, we find out what a first-person shooter and fantasy-based role-playing game can get you later.
Later on in the show, Kevin and Sarah share an awkward moment.
With all the big game companies making a lot of noise these days, it's easy to overlook grassroots game movements. It would also be a very, very stupid thing to do. Offset Software co-founder Sam McGrath is one of the developers behind Project Offset. It's a shooter that's got everybody buzzing. And Sam, welcome to the show.
Hello.
You brought your baby with you today, but
I did.
Before we get there, tell me about the team behind Project Offset.
Well, basically, we started this project about a year and a half ago. Me being the only programmer on the team, and two other guys from the last project that I worked on. We're doing basically art and
3 dudes.
all the content. Three dudes.
Three,
Yeah.
I mean, normally you get 3 guys together in a computer room, and there's cans of Jolt Cola and
Right.
some Farmarotica.
Well, there's
and,
that.
Like no
yeah.
one actually
well,
produces. it.
there's that too. But
Oh, of course, of course. And maybe that's the testament to the fact that you guys actually churn something out.
Yeah,
So
well-
you guys are not only making a game, but you're making it the engine, of course, right?
Right. We're developing this completely from scratch, and the purpose of this whole thing is to create an epic fantasy first-person shooter, which is something that we haven't seen too much before
Right.
in games. And
You can't really count Heretic. I mean, it's not.
Well, yeah,
it did have the chicken mode, but
yeah,
that's
but,
about it.
So it's something that we're really interested in playing ourselves. We want this epic fantasy first-person shooter set in this sort of amazingly beautiful environment. And beauty is not something that's generally associated with first-person shooters.
No,
so-
sure, definitely not.
So-
I mean, you guys released a tech demo. We showed it off on our show. We had no idea who you were or where you were coming from exactly. We were just like, wow, like you got everybody's attention. So we were hoping you could show a little bit more of it here today. So,
Definitely. So
what do we have running here?
We have the engine running here, and this is just my basic crappy programmer art that I made, showing
Okay.
off a little particle
I
system.
was gonna say this doesn't scream fantasy art,
Not yet, no.
fantasy FPS to me yet. But so what? I mean, this is actually to any programmer at home right now. They're probably wetting themselves because this is impressive. What are we seeing?
Well, basically, this is a simple particle system with particles performing collision against the ground, and every particle, as you can see, casts a shadow onto the scene. And not only that, the particles actually self-shadow, so I can actually toggle that on and off. You can see what it looks like without shadows on there.
This is what it looks like in your mom and dad's first-person shooter engine. This is
Right.
what it looks like in Project Offset.
In fact, I'll turn off motion blur too. So that's basically what a current gen particle system would look like.
Right.
You add the shadows, add the motion blur, and it gives us much more cinematic quality
like
to it.
Elmo going through a meat grinder or something of that nature,
Yeah.
but looks fantastic. But now that's okay. Those are particles. People
Yeah.
want to see pretty fancy in-game models or something of that nature. So you brought
Right.
a couple with you.
I did. So here's our dwarf character, and
Look at that.
this character is basically going to be our builder class in the game.
Now this, I mean, is this really an in-game model, or is this just, hey, look at how pretty we can make it because there's no AI running and there's not enemies on screen? I mean, be honest with me.
This is really an in-game model, and
Wow.
for the target that we're aiming for here, in terms of when we want to release this and what we feel the average hardware is going to be at that point, we feel this is a good target to reach for.
I mean, it looks incredible. What is actually going on with this? Because we see this model again. This is all happening real time. You're manipulating
Right.
the camera. This is not a video.
Yeah, I'm moving the camera around in real time here.
And it's running off of our Ultimate Game Machine, which says to me it's running off current hardware that you can get off the shelf right now.
Right.
What is going on with this character?
Well, here I just paused him in mid-frame here, and as you can see, we've got motion blur effects here as he moved his axe. The axe blurred, based on the vectors of motion.
I mean, that's normally a post-processing thing. Someone who would tweak that, right?
Right, and this is traditionally something that we've seen in offline renderers, for movie effects and things like that. But it's not something that anybody's done real time yet.
All right, but let's see the troll. I gotta ask you to bring out the big guns. Where's the troll at? I remember seeing him earlier.
All
yeah,
right.
Look at this guy.
Here's Mr. Trollman. So we can zoom in on his teeth. They're nice and disgusting.
Oh my God! Thanks for popping that off, dude. That's great. Now you say before we share me with like a couple more technical little things that you guys got. Whoa, okay, all right, yeah. Tell me, share with me like a couple more technical tricks that are going on. But then I want to get back to like the game and the engine itself. But what else are we seeing here?
Sure. Well, we've got normal mapping on all of our models, and you can see very per pixel specular highlights and everything. We've got HDR lighting, specular bloom, so you can see how we can toggle that on and off too. It's just a nice little softening effect that we get there. And we have a special shader for his skin here, which gives a much a much softer and realistic look to the
It doesn't
skin.
look nearly as plasticky as some of the other models I've seen in other games.
Right.
And
also,
even the floor. They were showing something on the floor earlier. Like what's...
Yeah, if I just toggle wireframe here, you can see that the floor is just a simple flat quad. But when I look at it with full shading on, you can see that it actually has this full 3D effect.
Sam, I'm going to be honest, that's the best looking grout I've seen in a 3D engine, period. I don't know how you guys do it, but...
well, we have specialized grout technology.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Scrubbing bubbles and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so you've got the engine. There's also a game, though. You guys aren't just all about making a pretty tech demo that you can sell to other companies, right?
Exactly.
Tell me about the game.
The whole purpose of this was to make a really cool game, and this is what we felt that this technology would bring this game to life. And we're creating this first-person shooter set in this epic fantasy universe, and it's going to have a very strong multiplayer component, team versus team, objective-based, different classes you can play. For instance, this dwarf character, this is the engineer class for our game. Oh, very nice. So a little kind of fantasy TFC, maybe, perhaps. Yeah, right. Not to label you on another game, because I know it would be very different, but I'm just trying to relate. Exactly. No, it's very, similar idea. Now, I know you said it's going for future generation hardware, but I'm sure they want to know, when will we actually be able to play this game, theoretically? If you have your druthers, when will we be able to play this? Right. Well, right now we're looking for publishers to expand the team and get this thing rolling full force. We're not planning on creating the entire game with just the three of us. Sure. Actually, we added a fourth member. I don't know if I mentioned him. Oh, congrats. And, but when on shelves, do you think this is 2 years out, 3 years out, a year out? 2 or 3 years. Okay. Yeah, it's to be determined, depending on when we get the publisher and when the project gets going. But yeah, it's not going to be coming out this Christmas. Okay, fair enough. Sorry to disappoint. That's all right, Sam. Thank you so much for showing it off. Thank you. We appreciate it. It looks beautiful. Best of luck to you, man. For more information on Project Offset, visit the conveniently titled projectoffset.com. Now, pour us another glass, because when we come back, there are drinkers, there are boozers, and then there's the Lush.
I enjoy a tasty beverage. You enjoy a tasty beverage. Let's face it, if you like to escape the harsh realities of life and you're legal, getting wasted is just the ticket. We're called Lushes, Kevin, so here's to us. Yes, here is to us. And you might be asking yourself at home, why are they doing this? Why the Lush? Because we like to get drunk. We like to get drunk, and we end up talking about drinking so much, why not just make it official? Every day should have a Lush segment, as far as I'm concerned. And that's the way it goes. So for now, it'll be weekly. But a Lush is, I think it's important to distinguish, a Lush is very different from like a frat boy or from an alcoholic, because please, that's derogatory. Lushes don't have problems. Lushes are happy.
Yeah, we know what we're doing. It's a choice. It's a choice.
And that's why we are kicking off a brand new segment on Attack the Show. Good. What I want to do, first of all, is just point out that for Lushes, there are a lot of online resources. Yes. There's fun and games. There's very interesting reading. One of these that I'm going to show off today is on the interesting reading site. It's called the Daily Lush.
This should be like every Lush's homepage.
Every Lush's homepage, very appropriate. And now you say Daily Lush, ha ha, snicker, snicker. It's actually really, really interesting articles that have to do with drinking, the history of drinking. For example, and it's in sort of a blog form. So for example, today's story is about a very well well-known big winemaker. Everybody knows who they are. They've got a big mansion in Napa. They actually have been making a very, very, very potent and ghetto form of wine called Thunderbird since the dawn of time. But they don't advertise the fact that they do that because they want to be real upscale.
I think we've actually bum shopped several bottles of Thunderbird out of many pictures from the 3rd Street Promenade.
This is what the bums drink. It's like $1.75, and if you drink this, you'll be on the floor. You might actually die.
Oh, that. Serve cold.
Yes.
It's like they have their serving
cold.
instructions. It's like, you know what? At this point, they don't care.
They're doing you a favor.
This could be half filled with urine just to thin out the mix, and they still wouldn't care.
Oh, that's sick. Oh,
in fact,
so gross.
it probably is.
But anyway, so I learned a little bit of something. I always thought Thunderbird was just some really disgusting wine.
Sure.
Turns out there's quite a story behind it that I found out on the Daily Lush. Now, what I want to, but the Thunderbird is not my beer of choice, or my wine of choice, or anything of choice. What is my beer of choice, and I think it's appropriate to kick off the Lush with a nice highlight of the best beer in the world, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Wow. Wait, now that's saying a lot. This is legitimately your favorite beer?
Absolutely. Hands down.
Okay. All right.
No holds barred.
All right.
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, you know it, you love it. It's in the green bottle. It's very distinctive. It's Sierra Nevada's best-selling ale, even though they sell more.
Nevada?
They have a porter, they have a stout. Not from Nevada. In fact, there's a few interesting facts about Sierra Nevada. It's actually brewed and bottled in Chico, California.
Woo!
Everyone knows Chico. It's a real party school, big party school, but Sierra Nevada also comes from there. 5.6% alcohol by volume. Pretty standard.
Pretty standard,
Pretty standard, is, for a pale ale. Now, I found it to be very delicious when paired with a variety of foods. Cajun fries currently at number 1.
All right.
Delicious. One downside with, and I just take my word for it.
Hey, I'm
I've
with
done
you.
a lot of research.
I'm with you.
Done a
Right
lot.
there.
These are my scientific findings.
Downside to the beer, what could it be?
Downside to the beer, and it's not the beer's fault.
That this glass is full?
This glass is full.
Understood.
In New York, very hard to find Sierra on tap.
Oh.
Very, very hard. New York City,
But that's not the poor beer's fault.
It's not the poor beer's fault, but
it's
a
full
problem.
body. Look at that.
It's a real problem.
Hold on,
so this is Sierra Nevada. Give it a good.
I watch sideways. You have to swish it in the glass.
You swish it, you sniff.
Oh, that's good.
And, now,
All right,
and keep it on your tongue a little bit. That's what a pale ale should taste like, my friend.
Oh, that is good.
Oh, isn't that good?
That is good.
Oh my God, it's like coming home.
Man, that reminds me of last night and the night before and the night before and
this morning.
the week before and this morning.
Yeah, hair of the dog.
And the commercial break.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what I want to do at this point is not just talk about drinking, because drinking by itself can be a little bland. Of
course.
What you want to do is you want to have fun. And one of the nice ways to do that is through drinking games.
Yes.
What I have here, this is a very
we're going to learn a
simple
drinking game.
Yes. Well, we're
Awesome.
going to teach people at home the game Sixes.
That's very responsible of us.
I know, isn't that nice?
That's great.
Well, we're here for you guys.
All right, 6 glasses. The game's called Sixes?
The game is called Sixes. You got 6 glasses here. Well, it's a dice game, but you only need 1 die.
Good, because you're going to get drunk and lose the other one. So
exactly.
Done.
You got 6 sides of a die. You got 6 glasses, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 2, number 3, number 2, 4, and 5 are full of alcohol.
Right.
The rest aren't, right?
So what happens? You roll the die?
I roll the die. I roll the 2. I have to drink this.
Oh, shame on you.
It's not empty. Okay, so and then if I were to roll a 4, well, I still have to drink.
No, Sarah, you got some drinking to do.
If I were to, well, I'm just telling them what
Okay,
to do.
go ahead.
If I were to roll a 1, I do not have to drink, but I would pour it for the next
the
person,
glass was
and
empty.
I could pour it as much as possible.
All right.
So now, if you roll that 1,
now I roll.
You're hating life.
I got a 2. Not a problem.
Do it, man.
There are no losers in beer games. That's what I
Bottoms
love
up.
about it. Good.
So for links to my Lush sites, wow, he's doing really good. Plus the rules for our drinking game Sixes. I explain it to you, but hey, drinkers gonna sometimes read it twice. Visit techoftheshow.com. That was nice.
Roll again.
Right.
Since you're probably too blotto to even move, I'm going to assume you're sticking around because the feed will be here, and it's so much better when you're wasted. You all right? It's all cut. And since iPods aren't cutting edge enough, we take the iPod DJ for a spin. Cheers, Miss Lane.
Bottoms up.
You lush.
Yep.
Later in the show, we run into some technical
I gotta run! Run for your lives! Welcome back to the show. I gotta say, you look well. Both of you. Still on the slate, we have those phone calls you like so much, and then it came from eBay you can probably take or leave. Now scream all you like, but there's no escape from the feed.
Okay, the guys at Penny Arcade, hoping to take a break from fighting off Jack Thompson, downloaded the demo of the new King Kong game. And wouldn't you know it, that brought in entirely new problems. Apparently the King Kong demo so quietly installs some copy protection software called Starforce onto your machine, but not so you'd notice or anything. That's right, software that is freely available for free to anybody who wants it apparently requires copy protection. So there truly are no more free rides anymore. Trying to download anything now is like accidentally making eye contact on a New York subway, you know? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? You gonna rob me? Huh? Let me see your hands. Show me your hands. Something like that. Paranoid? Faced with the departure of Howard Stern to satellite radio, Infinity Broadcasting has announced they're giving his former airspace away to, well, whoever's hanging around the parking lot, apparently. New York radio listeners will now cruise to work with the dulcet tones of Diamond Dave himself, David Lee Roth. Now, Roth, you may remember, was actually so obnoxious that his Van Halen bandmates actually thought Sammy Hagar was less annoying. That's pretty bad. In LA, Stern will be replaced by former Man Show host Adam Carolla, who will probably book Steve-O as his first guest and be off the air by noon that same day. And to fill in the gaps in other markets, Infinity is turning to DJ-free service called Jack FM. Marginal morning personalities like Drew and Mel, an endless loop of nature sounds, the phone book read by George Takei, a Napoleon Dynamite soundboard, and the always popular Static. Now, the wholesale banning of MySpace accounts, a mandate that all citizens be barred from posting on blogs, is this another tale of communist China repression? No, it's actually just good old-fashioned New Jersey Catholic school repression. Pope John Paul XIII Regional High School in Sparta, man, there's got to be a lot of red flags right there, huh? Recently told its students that they have to dismantle their MySpace accounts and cease all blogging activity, according to the Asbury Park Press. Now, if they defy the order, they face suspension, and they're being told it'll make baby Jesus cry. The reason for the ban is that the priests who run the school feel that MySpace is an open invitation to sexual predators, and the priests, naturally, hate the competition. And finally, the U.S. military, the most fun military in the world, is trying to find a way to solve the problem of a tired, overworked, and overstretched army. So naturally, they seek the advice from Stan Lee. The military is working on a super soldier army that will feature grunts who are stronger than average humans and don't even need to sleep and won't be all whiny and crap when they're told, oh, that weekend vacation from constant car bombs and sniper fire, yeah, we're going to have to go ahead and push that back about 5 more years, okay? Scientists have tested the program by removing part of a rat's brain and replacing it with a microchip. So if this works, the military plans to expand their focus to include flying suits of armor, men who can grow giant size at will, and something called Weapon X. Because according to a government statement, wouldn't that be badass? And that's the feed. Excelsior!
Good stuff.
Alias DVDs for our callers, Kevin.
Oh, well, when are we going to take some calls?
I think we should take some calls right now.
Yes, let's. Josiah joins us on the phone from Nashville, Tennessee. Are you there, Josiah?
Hi, Josiah.
Howdy.
Yes, sir, indeedy. I'm from Nashville.
I love it, yes.
All right.
Tell me you're wearing chaps and not much else.
Nah, dude, I'm New York.
Oh, okay, sweet. Gotcha.
I'm straight from New York.
Right on, man. Well, what brings you to our telephone today, Josiah?
What's going
Anyway,
on?
I was just calling to see what your favorite hangover treatment was.
Hangover treatment.
I like it.
Well,
Yeah.
when
Kicking
you're
around a
really,
bed.
really, really hungover, the only thing you can do is there's 2 things:
Okay.
drink,
Yeah, yeah.
or
I don't like
or
that
take
cure.
several Vicodin just to dull the pain.
Whoa!
That's
Are
all.
you-
I've heard things like that.
Are you selling? Because
Actually, I am. Let's talk up to the show.
Okay, good. I find it's serious, and I'm gonna give a serious answer.
Okay.
You gotta have a greasy breakfast, and always try to eat something big before you go to bed. You have to do that. But there is
But let's say you're screwed.
you're screwed.
You didn't
right.
eat.
You didn't eat. You got to drink a ton of water. Try and get some sleep.
You got to drink a ton of water.
But there's something that I found, and it might be completely placebo effect. I was just marching the little health section vitamin aisle at the Albertsons. This isn't a joke.
Okay.
They sell a product called Be Clear. And it's apparently, it's like those, you know those emergency packets of like vitamin C? Be Clear are packets of like pure vitamin B. And it says it's like for energy and this and hangover. And I was like, I got to try
Well,
this.
Yeah.
I'm telling
and
you.
It works really well. You know
Yeah.
what? You know what it is? It's vitamin B12.
You'll urinate radioactive goo for about 3 hours, but your head will feel much clearer.
Yeah, the Be Clear it's vitamin B12, which is a known. It's kind of what alcohol depletes out of your system.
Yeah, well,
so,
whatever. I'm telling you, it might be placebo effect.
A banana too helps potassium, makes you strong.
Adam
joins us on the phone from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Adam, are you with us?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
All the way
What's
from
up, Adam?
Pennsylvania? It doesn't work. I don't know.
Not really.
Pennsylvanians
He's
talk.
Amish.
I know. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
going on, buddy?
I actually got 2 questions for you.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right.
You.
We might only have one answer.
Go ahead, Adam.
Ask
we're
away,
we're
buddy.
here for you.
What is the most obscure place that you've ever woken up after blacking out?
Oh.
Wow. I got a couple answers to that, which actually is rather shameful.
Yeah, like,
wanna go first?
Wasn't it like a Tokyo massage parlor?
It was Beijing.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry. Wrong
and
country.
it was, in fact, a massage parlor with fatality. Not with him. We were in the same. It was a big win in China for him. Great Wall.
Blacking
Professional
out.
gamer.
You know, I'm not much of a blacker outer.
Oh, come on. You've done it once. What is
I
it?
couldn't even say it with a straight face. You know, I don't know. It's just,
You do know.
It's-
Share it with the world. I just did.
It was in college. I was young. It was a walk
needed
of
the gold
shame.
pieces?
I had
Yeah.
to leave the house and go to the nearest gas station and say, "Where am I?" Oh.
The most recent, lost my passport in Shinjuku and found myself walking around the streets of Shibuya wondering if my hotel was there or not.
Were you howling like a monkey?
It was awesome.
I love when he does that. It's so fun to drink with Kevin.
Oh, yeah. In a world of uncertainty, we are a constant, Sarah Lane.
We sure are.
I mean, who else brings you DV Tuesday every Tuesday, huh?
We're like rocks.
Exactly.
Where does he get all these wonderful toys? From DV Tuesday. And of course, Chris Gore is with us again for DV Tuesday.
Yes.
Welcome back, man.
Hey.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Thanks for having me
Happy
again.
Lush Day to you.
Kind of a lush day, yeah.
Kind of a Lush
right.
Day. Feeling good. But let's get right into this
Yes.
because this is your 4.5 minutes to shine.
Yeah,
Chris.
well, I'll shine as best I can.
All right, we're going to start with the Batman, the motion picture anthology, 1989 through 1997. Now let's start with the Tim Burton flicks.
Yeah. Let's talk about those.
Where it all
of course,
began.
Batman and Batman Returns. Tim Burton defined the new dark vision
Yeah.
of Batman.
Remember how big that first movie was?
No, it was huge. It was huge
It was
in
the
1989.
biggest deal. Yeah.
It was great. So on the disc, you've got commentary by Tim Burton in which he talks about all the pressures that were on him to, work with the toy manufacturers and the fast food licensing and whatnot, and then also the controversy with the casting. You know, one of the early casting talks on this, believe it or not, was Bill Murray as Batman and Eddie Murphy as Robin. Which I just got to say, just from hearing that, Bill Murray, with all due respect, I think it would have sucked. But
Bill Murray has talents elsewhere. I
Right.
don't know if Batman's his strong suit.
Right, but there's a great documentary on the first Batman film about the making of the movie and how it actually got to the big screen, what the different incarnations were, and they've got new interviews with everybody, everyone from Nicholson to even Sean Young, who was supposed to play the love interest in the first Batman.
Yeah, there's
So
actually there's some controversy about that.
Well,
that was,
yeah.
way back in the
She
day.
fell off a horse. That's how she didn't get the part. But there's so much good stuff on this. The theatrical trailer for both films, behind the scenes. They really spent a lot of time on these documentaries and went back to all the actors and whatnot. So.
But now, of course, Tim Burton is not, the only Batman director. Let's
Right.
move on now to the Schumacher Batmans, Batman Forever
Yeah.
and Batman and Robin.
Yeah, well, the
Controversies.
Schumacher Batmans. Let me just say this: it's a lot of the same extras are on this. The theatrical trailer, commentary, whatnot.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher describes, and I have to say this: Joel Schumacher describes Batman as fabulous. Batman should never, ever be described as fabulous, ever.
Here, Chris.
So what do you want to do with these? What do you want to do with these Batmans? I mean, there's lots of extras on it. It's great, but I'll tell you, I'll give you bottom line on this whole box
I'm
set.
actually kind of afraid of you right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Swear to me. That's my Christian Bale imitation.
That's really good.
So here's the thing: you don't need the box set.
Okay,
Number one, don't
yeah.
buy the box set.
No,
what you want
because
to do?
you're, you got fabulous Batman in there.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but what the thing is this: buy these two, buy the Burton Batmans, and then the Schumacher Batmans. Piece of Schumacher,
Okay.
as I might. And you know what?
Loud and clear there, Chris.
Yeah. It's like when I go to Taco Bell, I gotta take a Schumacher every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Goes right through me.
Moving on. I think you've made your point.
Yeah.
I think you've made your point.
Passionate about
Alias, the complete fourth season.
Fourth season, not the best, I don't think.
And you're not
in
the only
Alias
person.
series.
A lot of people complain
Yeah.
that Alias sort of it lost its way.
Lost its way a little bit, but I'll tell you what, there's nothing like Jennifer Garner in new set of underpants and a new wig.
Maybe not these
and,
days.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are a
Mrs.
little different
Affleck
now.
Is that, I don't know.
Well, Mrs. Almost Mommy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a whole different. Well, anyway.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like she is every man's fantasy woman. She can kick your ass and dress in sexy undergarments.
In a corset. She can kick your ass in a leather corset. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
love that.
that's
Love
almost
that.
even my fantasy too.
Yeah, well, really?
Well, I'm just saying. She's
Stop
kind
talking
of a-
about the
she's
DVDs
a
and let's
badass
get into
chick.
some
No,
other
no,
stuff
really,
here,
it's
conversation.
back to you.
Okay. But the extras on it, there's commentary not on everything. There's a blooper reel that's absolutely hysterical with a reference to Lost with J.J. Abrams, really funny. And then interview with Jennifer Garner. I mean, it's good. It's good, but do you really need this box set on your shelf? I mean, that's what you got to ask is like, do you have that much room for more Alias? I mean, I guess if you got the first 3 box sets, do you need the 4th? I don't know. But where I'm going with this, is it's a rent. It's a rent, which is a recommend. It's just you don't need to own it.
Try it
There's
out.
so much room.
If you love it, buy it.
Yeah.
But no pressure.
Or call in because I think you're giving away some Alias
Yeah,
DVDs.
that's right. Well, it already happened. So
It already happened?
Our callers are the proud owners of
I'm
Alias
slow on
season
the
4.
uptake with that.
Real quick,
But-
Chris, anything else you've got in your pocket?
Couple quick things. This is not a DVD, but it's a
Okay.
recommendation. It's Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way.
Oh yes,
It's
we had Bruce Campbell on the show. He's fantastic.
great guy. This is him reading the book, and it's you've read the book. Now hear the movie. Makes no sense.
With a
And
martini
then
in hand, he's my kind of dude.
This is fun. From the Alamo Drafthouse. This is Super Happy Fun Monkey Bash DX Gaiden.
I love the title.
Which is just a lot of weird Japanese TV that you must see.
Weird Japanese TV? What?
Yeah, no, I love it. And
Weird.
they played
Odd.
this before the features at the Alamo Drafthouse, the greatest movie theater on the planet Earth in Austin, Texas.
All
and
right,
now there's
Chris.
a chain of them all over town. So Google that, find it, or look at the show notes.
He's
Look for me.
a genius. He's all about movies.
Not
Thanks,
really.
Chris.
Thanks
Thank you.
again for
we'll
having
see you
me.
again next week.
Okay, cool.
For Lush
Guess I'll be back.
Tuesday.
Wow.
Visit filmthread.com or chrisgore.com if you can take it. Now, look, we're the only people in your life who actually come back when we say we will, and we're the only ones that have it came from eBay with us when we do.
On the next attack of the show, we log on to the New York Online Film Festival and then wait for the images to load. Our connection sucks. Plus, developer Choco Sunny explains why Star Wars Battlefront 2 will own you like you deserve to be owned. And finally, we grab some big effing popcorn and a big effing soda in preparation for the premiere of Doom. Hey, down in front! That'll allegedly be the next attack of the show.
Now, if Santa Claus was less a jolly fat man and more a deranged ex-con, he'd bring you toys that looks like those found in It Came From eBay!
Wow.
That was so fun.
Little pale ale, all it takes is to coax the kitty out on the branch a little bit more, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
You went out there, didn't you?
I'll fall right off the tree eventually.
Wave that liquor around. All right, it came from eBay. You know what? You love it. Let's get started. Auction 1.
Okay.
Gummy Bear Orgy.
Oh.
Come on now. Scrolling on down, this guy looks like a Katamari ball of sex with little gummy bears, and
Kevin.
there's gummy berry juice all over the place.
Okay.
And it's what?
Now,
It's
call me naive, but isn't that
They're
just a
bouncing
bunch
here
of
and there and
gummy
everywhere?
bears that somebody put in his mouth and then took them out and put them down on a piece of paper and
there's a
took
bunch of gummy
picture?
bears in the mouth, but I don't know who. I'm just saying. Gummy Bear Orgy. 2 bids, $1.25. That's a steal, Sarah Lane.
Especially if it's been in someone's mouth already.
Listen,
I'd even pay $1.50.
one shot. Pop the Gummy Bear Orgy in your mouth. You get the entire plethora of Gummy Bear Orgy taste. One bite. Done.
I like it. I
2
like
bids.
it a lot.
Nice and cheap. It's a little economical. How about this one here? This is a black velvet painting of Karl Rove.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Well-
Direct from Tijuana.
Oh, I was going to say Black Velvet. It's either Vegas or it's south of the border.
It's clearly Tijuana.
All right.
There's this artist, Riviera or something like that, who's making a bunch of Republican black velvet paintings. Here's one of Karl Rove. Could use a teardrop. I don't know if you see the eyes are they're a little droopy. He looks a little sleepy, like
you know
a little
what
sleep
would
at
be
the wheel.
cool if you know how the black and whites where they'll do like just the cheeks in a rosy pink.
Right.
You know, I would like that.
You can amend it.
I
If
guess
you
I
bid
could.
on it, Sarah, it's yours. That's the beauty of eBay.
I know.
You can purchase this bad boy for $35.
And velvet feels so good when you rub it up against your bare skin.
Next auction, Madden NFL 2006. Now, they're calling this a blight on the video game industry. In fact, the picture of Madden, the caption's like, I can't believe people still buy this game. But I'm going to scroll down here, try not to make you sick. But
It said, hello, stupid.
yeah, this is, hey, stupid. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the guy who wants to buy this piece of garbage.
Hey, at least he's honest. And
now-
the bidders know who they are.
At first, I was like, this has got to be like a viral thing from 2K Games or whatnot. But
Sure.
what it really is, it's less of an auction for Madden, more of a really brilliant rant against EA Sports and NFL.
And either
2006.
is his platform.
It's a good platform,
That's
man.
amazing.
Because he might make a couple bucks off of it.
Exactly.
If you
And
win the
I mean,
auction-
it feels good to get on your soapbox and somebody pays you for it.
Definitely. And like, I don't play the sports games. When I talk about them, I pay an intern to do it, write me some cliff notes, and I read the
yeah, I
post-its, and I
mean,
pretend to play them.
I barely
but
even come into work.
Looking at the pictures from NFL 06 from EA and looking at the pictures from 2K5, he tried to pick really close comparison shots. The older game looks better. I got to give it to him there.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do.
You're honestly saying
No,
that?
yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
there
granted,
it is.
and I readily admit I'm not the biggest football gamer in the world, but I mean,
I don't believe that for a
he
second.
makes a good point. Look, I follow the spreads. Is that right? Is that the right term?
I don't know. Don't look
Did
at
they
me.
change the rules? No two-line passing or something?
baseball fan.
All right, finally, last auction, very simple.
Okay, I
Go
hope
read
it's
that
good.
auction. Don't bid on the game, but go read the auction. It's very funny.
Go read the rant.
Here it is. You ready for the old kicker?
I hope so. I think so.
Lunch with Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, you got to
No
pre-qualify.
way.
Look at the man himself.
Talk about MySpace.
I want to watch him stuff some meat into that little
how to acquire companies.
right to his ma. Yeah, no, and that's the
Where
thing.
he gets his sweet-ass ties.
This guy owns like half the internet, and doesn't he look like he surfs it? No. But you can talk to him about MySpace. Maybe he can make you the new default friend when you're, enjoying an Orange Julius at the mall.
He kind of looks like the eHarmony.com guy.
He looks
And
like he could
especially in
use
that ad.
eHarmony.com.
He could use eHarmony. Rupert,
A little bit.
let's
Rupert,
get you a date.
I really want to have lunch with him and invite him to be my friend.
I think so too. How much would you pay?
$1.50? $1.25? I don't know. It depends on if he's buying lunch. It's actually a charity lunch, so hey,
well.
actually, tip the hat to Rupert. Thank you for doing it.
That's
I'm sure
cool.
it's going to a good
Rupert,
cause. So.
you're A-okay.
Yeah, 0 bids, by the way. It's a pre-bid, so don't worry about it. November 2nd, bidding starts. There you have it. Always expect the unexpected when it came from eBay.
Wow!
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you.
God.
One person in the entire studio.
It's like an aria.
One person in the entire studio. Thank you.
Opera Man has spoken. Now, if there's one thing we like more than talking about auctions, it's talking about ourselves. Send us chat questions so we can do just that. It's up next.
Did I miss anything?
Later in the show, Kevin Pereira learns a valuable life lesson.
And they lived happily ever after. The end.
Tonight, right here on G4, Barbed Wire Biscuit continues to frighten your mother with a new episode of Cinematech, Nocturnal Emissions at midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific. Oh. Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions is what would happen
I'm
if
so
your
watching
Xbox suddenly became self-aware and started watching a whole lot of Skinamax. Ow! So tune in tonight, midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Pacific.
Nocturnal Emissions.
That's good times, man. All right, we have an IRC chat room. I know you missed it when you were in London.
I did. I really did. I missed all of you a lot, so that's why we're taking your questions now. Cluster_DSA wants to know.
Very nice of you to read it.
I wanted to
Read
say
it
it that
all.
way, yeah. Here's a drinking question for you.
Oh.
What makes a drink a chick drink anyway?
That is a good question.
That is a good question, and there are a variety of variables. If the drink is pink, peach, or otherwise a pastel-y type color,
Okay.
it's a chick drink.
Really?
Margaritas are excluded because they're margaritas.
Fair enough.
But Kevin drinks strawberry margaritas.
Oh, totally.
Chick drink.
Yeah. You know what else I drink? And I'll totally admit it because I bench 105. Midori sours.
Midori sours.
I will drink a good.
Such a chick
There's
drink.
such
Oh my God.
Put an umbrella in it. I don't care.
If a drink tastes like watermelon Jolly Ranchers, it's a chick drink, Kevin.
Totally. And I always say I'm ordering it from my girlfriend. Like, you don't have one. Yeah, I know.
Also, if a drink requires you to kind of have your pinky up like this, chick drink.
Yeah.
So hopefully we
Fair
answered your question there.
There we go. That was thorough.
That was.
We could write a
I thought
wiki
lot
on this.
about
Yeah, apparently.
Shade of Darkness wants to know if AOTS had their own drink,
Oh.
what would it contain and what would it be called?
I want a double shot of AOTS. It's like you're asking for an STD to be poured directly into your veins.
Double shot of AOTs. Yeah, that's bad.
I got the AOTs.
That's bad. Ooh, I got a bad case of the AOTs.
Yeah, that's not good.
Ouch.
I don't
Go
know.
to
What
the
do you
DR.
got? What do you got for me, Lush? Okay, is there a drink called the Lush? There probably is.
I'm sure there probably a variety of Lush
Good.
drinks, although we should make our own. My favorite drink would
Not enough time. The show is exhausted. Let it rest.
Well, shoot.
Thanks to our guests, everybody. Have a
Sam
good night.
McGrath, Chris Gore. See you guys later. See you guys tomorrow.
Computers on Attack of the Show provided by Intel. Game on. Power up. Take control with the Intel Pentium Processor Extreme Edition.